Alrighty, hello every folks, good afternoon and all that. So, welcome to probably a scene that may not necessarily make a, whole lot of sense outside of context. So we're actually going to be doing this New Game Plus. So this is Metal Gear Acid. This is the one that I was talking about earlier being just really friggin' awesome. So anyway, first things first, we're going to go ahead and just kind of finish the last escape scene here. And we're going to go ahead and, I'm going to go ahead and put my stuff in the wrong slots. That's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and do this. Use the USB to boost that gun over there. Load this gun into the other gun, and then, hopefully get that guy taken out. Now, anyway, so long story short. Well, I say long story short. This is going to still be one hell of a long story. The way that this game works is essentially it's taking all of the like Metal Gear stuff that they've done for quite a long time. Like up to this point, this was like right before MGS4 and/or at the same time. And so basically when it came to the handheld versions of Metal Gear, they always did weird experimental stuff. Like Peace Walker was like, what if Metal Gear, but what if also, Monster Hunter? Or when it came to Ghost Babel, it was just like, what if it was basically Zelda? So there was a whole bunch of just weird stuff there. Now, essentially this save file right here is from a run that I never really made too many videos on, which was basically to see if you can beat the entire game using just the starting deck, if you're wondering why these cards absolutely suck. But anyway, the general idea is you have your people that you're going to end up picking up over the course of the game here. They're going to basically behave slightly different. You got your main guy over here who's gonna do his whole main guy thing. He's got two actions and can potentially use a card to boost himself up to three. Meanwhile, Venus over there essentially starts off with a few of her things already upgraded. So like she ends up being able to take three actions right away. She ends up being able to have a partially expanded list here. Well, I say list. It's like you see the squares on the top right. Basically, you expand out your stuff as you play through. So, like, this is the final section of a normal playthrough right now, wherein we're basically just trying to escape the area. Not exactly anything terribly fancy, but apparently, actually, did I ever? Hang on. First of all, let's go ahead and see if I ever actually did save. Maybe I did make a New Game Plus save. This was supposed to be just a like until everybody gets here kind of thing. Do you want to overwrite? Yes. All right, because yeah, this game's weird. Like especially in New Game Plus, it gets really really wacky. For one thing, they always insist on using like the Japanese confirm and cancel buttons. I just kind of start off right away there. Oh yeah, I do have a clear route. Okay, perfect. So apparently it took 28 hours, so we're going to go ahead and start off on Extreme, and then we're going to get into the thing here proper. This should still be with the starting deck. All right. Da, 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 da. So the intro, just so you know, is super trippy. All of this game is extremely trippy, and that's on purpose. Basically, Metal Gear Acid 1, if you're wondering, like, wait a minute, don't I need some context from MGA 1 to make any sense of this? No. MGA 1 was basically like, it crawled so that this game could go at a dead sprint right off a cliff. It's fascinating. Alright, so, skip through all this stuff. We don't have any, like, unusual stuff in our deck or anything. We literally just have the starting deck at this point. But this is going to... You can't really skip the tutorial, so we're just going to go through this thing. It's like, okay, you use your cards, you can use them for their intended function, or you can use them to run across. Yes, skip through all this. Gotcha. I'm not going to put it in fast forward, because I absolutely love the music in this game. Not to mention, I just love the aesthetic in it. I mean, it's a dang shame that they never made another one of these. It's trippy, then acid is accurate. Oh yeah, absolutely. I think I want to say when they were interviewed, they had a breakdown of it that it was supposed to be like literally just like breaking down all of the little mechanics throughout the entire series and just doing something super weird with them, and that's exactly what it does. Because it is, at the end of the day, basically still following the same rules as every other Metal Gear game. It's just handling it in a weird way. So, like for example, right here, instead of specifically needing a card to go attack somebody, we just go ahead and say, okay, we're going to go ahead and like kick this guy down, we're going to go ahead and use part of our movement for that, and then we're just going to continue moving on forward. But they're going to call and let us know that that's a failure, we can't do that, so we have to circle around him instead. Alright, so we'll go ahead and do that. But like, for example, every time you kick somebody, they're kicked off to the left, which means that you can use that to go and, for example, go and boot somebody onto a claymore or something, and then use the explosion from that claymore to go then, like, boot them onto something else. There's a lot of really specific kind of techniques and stuff going on here. Or, for example, if somebody's down to only one card, like in this case, we're just going to run past him. That's what I'm missing. Like if they're down to if they're down to 2 cards or something, then you're able to put them into an unconscious state with your melee attack, because it's always going to auto discard a couple of their cards. I forget if anything changes for extreme difficulty. I remember it being 2, but apparently it was only 1 in that particular case. Oh well. Anyway, let's just go ahead and run past this dude as you do. He's going to continue staring on that way, and as you can see, because it's extreme difficulty, he's got a whole bunch of stuff already equipped. Now, Snake here starts off with 2 equip slots. Once we get Venus, she's up to 4, and then both of them can get up to 9 slots for the purpose of just, like, combining a bunch of different stuff together. Like you saw earlier, where it's like, okay, if you have one particular weapon that's, like, next to another kind of weapon, it might go and, like, mess with its characteristics in some way. Now, we're not going to be seeing it here today, but I gotta say, the introduction to Metal Gear Acid 1 is probably one... Just look it up. Like, it's one of the most well-done moments of like, gameplay story integration that I think I've ever seen, where literally the entire intro is just played out using the card mechanic, where she's going and like clearing out the entire base using specific timings on all the cards, and going and loading cards with other cards and whatnot. It's just really well done. I didn't want to go and get all the stuff set up to just show that one section of it, but it's just really fun how they did that. There's clearly a lot of love here. And as mentioned before, it is all of the standard Metal Gear mechanics. So like right here, this section is just about how to clear and go through wall sections and whatnot. So we tell this guy to go ahead and flatten. He's going to go ahead and knock. He is still technically on the same tile, so we can also go ahead and still flatten down into the ground and go ahead and face that direction. And go ahead and crawl our way down here. Go ahead and confirm our turn there, which actually one thing that they did fix in this one is that you could not actually reset your turn properly in MGA 1. So you had those moments where you accidentally clicked the wrong direction and you were just hosed. Which, you know, I'm sure it was fine at the time. I forget exactly how it was. It wasn't exactly like you couldn't entirely skip out of your turn, but there were cases where you like were forced to use a certain portion of your actions in a certain direction or something. It was weird. There was a lot of stuff that they didn't quite figure out for MGA 1 yet. So if you were ever looking to play one of these, just play 2. You're fine just playing 2. I mean, 1 has stuff and it's neat to go back to, but like, just play this one. It's just better. Alright. So, job in this map is to take out these 2 dudes. So, actually, I guess technically we could have done this already. Oh, okay, that counts as an invisible wall. Never mind. In that case, we're hosed. Alright, yeah. He's just going to see us immediately. So that's going to be a failure. You're supposed to knock the guy out. I thought they were going to let us use the cliff there. Due to the difficulty, this might... Yeah, actually, no, we don't have the second guy here yet. So in this case, we can go ahead and hit this guy, punch off his armor, throw him off to the ground, and then hopefully hit him with a pistol here. So like some guns you need to equip, some of them are just usable as cards. So like this one will be hilariously dinky because of the difficulty. And he's just going to go ahead and dodge the bullets, as you do. Like, this is the weird kind of strategy that that happens in this game. They're just like, yeah, I'm sorry, I dodged bullets today. You should have attacked more from a different direction. So probably a heal and a gun. Or actually, I can probably go ahead and throw this, because he just took a pretty heavy action move. So his the grenade goes off in 6. He has 7 actions there. We can go ahead and hit him with this. It's going to take off part of his health. We should be able to take another burst. Oof. Okay, maybe not. Leave that there. Oh, I guess he's gonna go ahead and evade it. Never mind. Apparently I misread the description. It's almost like it's been a while since I went and played this normally or something. Let's see. Detonates after 8, not 6. Why was I thinking 6? Okay, how many... What's this guy's deal, then? Okay, he's in 2. That's not gonna work. Alright, okay, go over here. Face this way, kick the guy. There we go, now he's fainted. And you know what's really hard to do when you're fainted? Dodge a grenade. So, we're just gonna go ahead and, you know, do one of them. That's not messed up at all. Can't dodge a grenade if you're not conscious. Just like a wrench. There we go. Yeah, welcome to the weirdness that is this game. That's the tutorial. Knocking a guy unconscious and dropping a grenade on him. Alright. Now they're going to cover equipment. They basically will say the same stuff that I've already said in a somehow even more confusing manner. Alright, what are they giving us to work with here? Alright, so we're going to go ahead and equip the rifle here. Equip it to this slot over here. Keep the other 2 for the moment, and then just kind of get into position to fire on this guy. So, essentially, if you're up against a wall, you can get yourself into cover, and then you can start taking shots. It's like that guy's going to sit right there. He's unaware at the moment. We're attacking from the back. His armor has a chance to block the bullets that we're firing here. So we just go ahead and do one of these. Yeah, his armor triggered, so that's going to go ahead and block some of the damage there. We're going to go ahead and equip another one. And the cool thing is, every one of your cards is effectively just like a ammo type, a weapon type, a range, and a number of shots, and you can combine them however you'd like. So, like, for example, this one has 8 shots. So if, for example, there's another one that's like a burst rifle that's really high damage, but it's only 2 shots, you equip the rifle with the 2 really high damage shots. You equip the 8 shots from this card, and suddenly you're going and dealing 4 times as much damage with the thing. Then you go ahead and you boost it by putting the right cards nearby it in the stack and stuff like that. Alright, his other armor stack went and took effect there. Anyway. Normally, that is just a run-up and attack thing. Again, we're on maximum difficulty right now, so it gets a little bit upset about that. Alright. That guy will become relevant a really long time from now. Oh, I forgot. They give us access to all of the card shops right away. Like, they advertise themselves in their own game that you already bought.
But there's a new pack devoted to those of you who want more. It's the MGS 2-pack! A stronger, more enhanced lineup. The card shop is waiting for you during intermission.
I love this game. Just New Game Plus things.
Well, boys and girls, Metal Gear wasn't always in 3D. That's right. It started all the way back here. The Chronicle Pack!
Which includes, like, police knots and stuff, by the way.
Made especially for discerning players like you. So get yourself to the card shop during intermission.
I forget how many shops it gives us right away.
Who says that MGS3 is the toughest around? MGS2? That's not even a contest. Chronicle? Don't make me laugh. It's time to break the seal on something totally new. We know you've been waiting for it. The MGS1 pack! The original masterpiece! A painstakingly constructed Magnus Opus. This is no time to be sitting around. Hurry to the card shop before they're all gone.
Anyway, now that all the self-fellation is probably done, let's go ahead and get to it. Alright. So we get access to our shops. We can go ahead and make our new save file here. I had a save file ages ago that was continuing on from the extreme difficulty or whatever. That was like 3 PS Vitas ago, and yeah, apparently didn't save up that file properly. So we're going to go ahead and make a new one here, because why not? Yeah, just go ahead and do this one. That's that one that's a blank save file because it's saved as nothing. All right, so just to show here, basically this was a challenge run again that makes no sense out of context, because this was a run that was entirely using only the starting deck, like what, like 3-4 years ago now. So while I do have a bunch of other cards in here, the ones that are actually in are exclusively just the starting cards. It turns out that yeah, you can do it. It just basically relies on using Snake to more or less just face tank all the damage, and then having Venus like just go and friggin' M4 everything. Hi there, Blake. Nice to see you. So yeah, we've got a few different options here, but we're gonna go ahead and just buy a bunch of packs. I think. Actually, no, we're gonna go ahead and equip a few cards right off the bat. Just off of what was there in the last file, and then we get upgraded versions of like MGS2, MGS3, all of that kind of thing within a few maps. I know that much. So let's see. How do I actually get rid of everything here? Alright, so we're going to go ahead and empty out the deck entirely and go from there. Alright, so the movement cards, basically there's a lot of different flavors of movement cards. The Gru soldiers here are just going to let us go move 4 tiles. Instead of the standard 3, so that's fine as it is. Frontline traps will set a hit plus trap card in the block where it's used. I'll be honest, as much as I really like the idea of the traps in this card, in this game, I have never effectively managed to use the traps, so if somebody has some kind of trick for that, do let me know. Hit linkage, essentially any attack that you make automatically will do an extra 20%. So if you, for example, were a fan of something like Front Mission, like especially Front Mission 3 or whatnot, then you've got that option there. We've got a Trank Pistol, which I think we'll keep that for the moment. Chaff Grenades won't help us too much right now. Rocket Launchers, this one only works on machines, so we'll figure out another one. Equipable Sniper Rifle, this is the non-trank variant, so yeah, we'll take the damage variant. USP is, let's see, 40 damage with 3 attacks, free attack if silenced. Okay, okay. So there's a few different combinations that we're seeing here right away. This is one of the ones I was talking about earlier, by the way. That it's like only 3 attacks if you use this one. But there's other ones that's like a really low damage 7.65 that'll end up attacking a bunch of times. Some of them you can just get away with using in combination with themselves. But like right here, like the AKM will attack 8 times. Although actually, wait a minute. That's the use variant. There's use variants and then there's equip variants. There's a lot to cover in this one. Sorry about that. Anyway, let's see. Let's just continue on and see what we've got on hand. C3, we don't have a timer for that, I don't think. Concentration, cost. So whenever it says cost, essentially think, if you're coming from the Tactics Ogre side, basically it's the same thing as RT, where there's just a cost, like a time cost associated with every attack. High Frequency Blade should be pretty good here, because early game soldiers are pretty tough. We've got timers for those bombs if we want to set timer bombs. Blast suits, yes, because that's just really good armor. Bandages, also yes. You're required to carry at least 30 cards, but you can go above that. Damage from one attack reduced by 10 is not going to help us much in this case, because, again, New Game Plus, extreme difficulty, we're looking at potentially, like, 2 shots in some cases. Metal Gear Rex, yes. You can just summon a Metal Gear. Doubles interference effects. That one is another mechanic that's in here that I've never really used very much, but basically you can... What I was mentioning with the cards and moving stuff around and whatever else, there's ways to have cards go and interfere with other cards. Again, I'm sure in multiplayer there was a whole lot more of that, but anyway. This one's useful for cards. Basically, half of any attacks that you make will get added to your health there. 3 attacks, sure. No, we don't need knockdown right now. Search mode we'll see more of later. Half-cost cards, sure. This is particularly useful if you're surrounded and you need to attack a bunch of things at once. All reactions blocked for 3 turns, yes. Definitely very handy. Alright, we only have a few spots left, though. Alright. 2 boomerangs, because you can basically multiply the effect of this thing the more times you use it in a row. Destroys target armor on hit. We'll definitely need that later. Let's see, attack linkage, attacks plus 10. Equipment destroying linkage, these are really good in New Game Plus. Stops counter on hit. Actually, I can probably use that to replace this other card up here. Alright. This deck absolutely sucks, by the way. We're gonna figure it out. Claymore we can get rid of. We won't be using those. Action Plus, it's handy, though I won't say mandatory. Survival Knife we're gonna get rid of. Basically the knife, we've got a better version in the form of the sword. Chokes, we're not doing choking right now. It would actually be pretty handy because it bypasses all defenses. Actually, you know what? Maybe we should just rely on the choke a little bit. Body armor, we've got the explosive armor. We're going to take the scope off. So basically the scope is like if you have only a pistol and you need to, for example, hit a gigantic robot in the face from a mile away, then that's a thing you can technically do. That was very relevant. Front evade. Okay, we're going to leave that there. Get rid of the boxes. Rations we need to keep. Airstrike has a burn effect on it, so we'll throw that on there. Let's see, what guns do we have, though? That's really what we need to be looking at. Yeah, 60 damage off this pistol, basically worthless right now. You can upgrade your cards, by the way. We'll get to that, though. Alright, basic handgun, attacks 50, has 2 attacks. If we combine that with a equipable Engram, then it attacks 4 times. I think there was an Uzi or something that had way more attacks, though. Do we just leave the handgun? Maybe. Yeah. We're going to throw these on here because the handgun is strictly for attacking. It's actually funny, the actual feature of the handgun card right here is the fact that it can't react, so it doesn't burn through your cards. So if you have other 9mm cards, then you can just continue using them. Knockdown rifle, I personally find this thing pretty reliable, but it's not the greatest thing in the world. Target interference, this one's a 45. There's a lot of cards, if you haven't noticed. You can also, by the way, just tell it to automatically use stuff. Okay, we're going to go ahead and save that. We're going to go upgrade a few cards here, though. Because currently what I'm using is kind of doo-doo. Alright. Go ahead and upgrade the sword, so that goes up to 90 now. Spin kick probably wouldn't be too handy. Let's see. These kinds of things right here where you get rid of all cards and get new ones are really, really good. Because sometimes you just need to completely redo all of it. In this case, the upgrade was only a drop in action cost, which is still good. Actually, something like this is probably going to be the same thing. Let's see, 2 extra actions per turn, but the action cost for using it goes up to 8. Interesting. Like, there's a lot of different variants of all of these things, as you can probably tell. Let's see, free attack pistol here. Maybe not. I think for combos, if you have any other rifles, like M4 basically attacks it, it causes it to attack 8 times, whatever your actual attack power is. Let's see, this one's 40, that makes it go up to 50. I mean, that's good. Kind of wish you could upgrade more than one at a time. That one's 4 attacks. That's pretty good too. So that goes to 8. Hit from below plus 10%, and it's a little bit faster to use now. Okay. Go ahead and put a few of those in there. Yeah, it's not going to be anything terribly fancy just yet while we're setting up, because I'm still trying to figure out what's even on the save file. Because as you can tell, it's quite a lot. Let's see, 2 goes up to 3, although now we don't have a 1 to 2, so now we can't do that upgrade anymore. Let's see, adds feint to the target. Okay, that's just a faster version. Yeah, upgrade all of them. What's our upgraded body armor look like? Reduces by 100? Yeah, basically turns into blast armor at that point. Alright. Bomb Blast Suit goes up to 200. That's handy. What about Front Evasion? Turns into 100% chance to dodge from the front. Okay. Hang, so you've got a few cards that are just going to give you unique traversal options, like Hang here, where you're just going to have those cases that, like, you need to be able to shimmy off a particular ledge or something, or climb up to a puzzle location or something. These rarely come in handy, but, you know, sometimes you need that exact thing. Alright, cost 4 becomes cost 5. Alright, how good can we make this airstrike? Let's see, 10 cost and burn. This goes up to a 7x7 area. Alright. And what about the Rex? What can that be upgraded to? Attack 350, so a decent bit of extra. 5x5 area, destroys 2 random cards, and can't be used for movement. Alright. Fair enough. What about this health steal thing? Does it do anything different? Okay. Apparently it's just like a regular attack instead of equipable? I don't know. I don't know. Alright. We'll consider that good enough because there's a lot of other stuff that I just want to buy for cards and whatnot. And these first maps are fairly nothing, so we'll just go through them real quick, see if we can get up to the point of having access to our second party member. You only ever get 2 party members, but again, it's a very interesting limited strategy kind of experience, you know? Like, I'm curious, for any of the folks here, how many have actually played this? Like, how much of this should I be going over in terms of, like, here's stuff that you may not know, and or, you know, how much of this is stuff that is already completely known and we're just here for nostalgia? Also, for those wondering, this is like I think it's like a couple generations down the line of clone of the original Snake here. It's a completely different one. This one's actually, I believe, the latest in the timeline. Potentially next to, like, Revengeance and stuff. Something like that. So frickin' stylish, though. It's so frickin' stylish. Like, this is just gun porn the game. Well, this is all playing out. So, I mentioned earlier that I was planning to potentially cover some of that Vanillaware stuff that I was hearing a whole bunch of stuff about. And so I'd gotten a cheap Vita that I found online, and was very excited to see if we could maybe start, you know, covering some of that next week or what have you. Anyway, the condition that this thing showed up in can probably be generously called just impressively fucked, so I'm gonna end up having to take this thing apart, see what's making it not currently tick. Though I have to say, this is the first time that I've actually worked on a Vita 1000 here, and it's a very nice feeling device. These things are just great. I love Vitas. Anywho, now that the game's ready to start, let's go ahead and carry on. It's a very quiet chat day, apparently. Bit of a bummer. Maybe I should have done a Tactics Ogre stream. We've had a lot more discussion going on about something dumb. He's at the rendezvous. Alright, let's carry on here. Alright, lower this window a little bit so I can read this a little bit better. Let's see, I've never played this, and Animatronics Frog tried to sell you more card packs, then we found a handgun that cannot be used for reaction fire. This is by no means confusing. I mean, it's meant to be a complete mindfuck of a game. It's that's exactly what we're looking at. Okay. So in this case, this one's just going to be a bit of a general purpose movement tutorial kind of thing. Alright, we're not going to use that. We're going to use this to speed up our movements a little bit, and then wait for next round. So, this is effectively a 3D card battler, is the best way to put it. You've got your standard, like, PS2 era Metal Gear mechanics, but everything's taking place exclusively in this kind of setting. Or in this kind of, like, playing field, so to speak. So, like, for example, they're going to do their usual patrols. We're going to go back and forth. And they've got their... Wait, what the hell is this? Count block linkage, automatically stop counters on hit. Okay, well, we'll need that later. We can actually go ahead and put some of our armor on here. But yeah, cards can interact with other cards. Basically, everything's going to interact with something else in some way. If you're wondering why I picked up those pistol cards over there, no real good reason, to be fair. Those are completely obsolete by this point. So maybe we'll be able to do something with down the line. All right. So getting through on like Extreme New Game Plus is a bit of an ask. So just so you can see here, like every one of these cards, to give you an idea of what you're looking at with this guy. So he's got Frontal Evasion that will essentially give him pretty much guarantee his odds of going and dodging something from the front. I believe they might use the basic variants, in which case it's going to be just that he's got 75% chance to dodge any attack whatsoever from the front. It doesn't matter if you're there with like a friggin' like heavy machine gun or something, he will just dodge that. He's got 2 layers of body armor at 100, so for those ones he is using the upgraded version. So those will essentially absorb 120 damage off of one hit that you're doing, and then he's got 2 different rifles. One is more likely to counter, one isn't. So essentially, he'll burn through one of his cards in order to be able to attack with or counter attack with that rifle. So you get into these very spazzy gunfights between your people, where like if you have somebody equipped with like 6 handguns or something like that, every one of them will individually roll for a chance to counterattack. So somebody will attack and they'll be like, okay, I attacked with a rifle, and so they pull out a pistol and they're like, hi, I counterattacked with my pistol. It's like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and counterattack with a shotgun. They're like, well, I'm gonna counterattack with a Uzi, and then the next guy is just gonna counterattack with a different thing, and it just goes back and forth until everybody's out of cards. It is a very, very wacky experience. Anyways, so if we use this one, we have no valid targets for that. I'm thinking we just go ahead and wait. You're limited to a maximum of 7 cards at any given time. That was our other card expiring. Now, I don't expect to get into a direct fight just yet, but what I'm going to do is go ahead and go this way, and then go ahead and lay down. Then we're just going to go ahead and use this thing to reduce our movement a little bit. So every action that you take gives you more ticks where stuff's moving around. You might notice that our movement cost is incredibly high as of that last action. The reason for this is because we used effectively what's like a summon in this game, where you can call down a really big attack, but we used it for movement instead. So that number on the top right is the movement, essentially the movement cost of using that thing. Right here, we can hit this guy. We might be able to still stay out of range because this has some knockback. And this should potentially destroy his armor as well. So, for example, right here, we can use this to knock him out and hopefully destroy some of his equipment. At this point, we also probably caused some bit of commotion somewhere. He's currently knocked out. We can probably just go ahead and ambush him again. That would be one of our options. Our other option would be just to run up and try to finish him off with the sword here. Let's go ahead and reset our turn here real quick. Get our extra movement. Move over here. Hopefully, at only 11, he might end up standing up. Yeah, one more round and he would stand up. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this choke card over here to spend 4 movement to go over here. We're going to use this one to reset our turn, and then end our turn, instantly get another turn, and then from there, we should be able just to cut this dude. Oh, he's currently unconscious, so we can't do that. We'll go ahead and use this to make all our actions serve as only half an actual turn for a little bit. We'll put our handgun up there to equip it for later. You should take a couple rounds to stand up here. He might still be out of it. I'm hoping the sword will be enough to finish him off silently. Otherwise, we now have this thing, which can be then loaded into this to pretty much guarantee that he's toast. Now, this is 80%. Also, by the way, check that out. He's equipping this. Look at that handgun. He's actually using the 2D sprite. That gun's 2D. I love that. I love that so much. There is so much attention to detail in this game. Like, so much more work went into this than honestly ever needed to be. Like, this was never going to sell well. Anyway, so that sword's going to go ahead and finish him off, or at least it should. Unfortunately, it didn't. He's got only, like, hang on, let's check his numbers here real quick. How much health does he actually have here? It's like 1. That should probably finish him off then. Oh, you're kidding me. Just dodge my kick. Okay, well that sucks. We're about to get into a firefight then, because this guy survived on 1 health. Extreme difficulty for ya. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and use this. Shame about that help you're calling for. Alright, so that's going to be him taken out. You do get a score penalty for trying to fight everybody directly. Anyway, this guy's probably going to come check it out, so we're going to go ahead and throw a stun grenade right here and hope to hit him in the blast radius. Anyway, score doesn't particularly matter for us. They're going to start calling in reinforcements. That's a problem. Anyway, let's see. Let's go ahead and put... We've got no targets to put to sleep. Let's see. How big of an area is this going to hit? This is going to hit a really wide area, so we're going to hit right there. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and use the Metal Gear roar to go hit everybody there. Use this to attempt to finish off the guy over there. There we go. And it even uses the sound effects from the original SNES game. Or, not SNES. What was the other one? Commodore? I think it was on the Commodore 64, wasn't it? Anyway, so we get caught, which rewards us with the good music. It goes from chill music to one of the happiest encounter themes in the series. And then they send absolutely shitloads of soldiers to come ruin your day. So Bomb Suit's going to go ahead and take the hit for us right there. Yeah, they send a lot of people. Like, a lot of people. It's not unusual for you to be fighting like 10 dudes at once if you end up getting encountered. But again, it's this difficulty for you. Alright, is there anyone that this would be able to reasonably take out? Not really. Though that being said, we're going to get an attack linkage here. We might be dead. Might be completely dead here. I'm thinking this, plus it probably should link in with our card. It decided not to. Whatever, that's going to take some of his armor off anyway. Anyway. This guy has no cards, though, so we should be able... Or, no, he actually does have cards, what am I saying? I was looking at myself. Alright, there's a pretty good chance we're getting knocked out here. Alright. Thankfully, because of this awkward corner, they won't be able to do very much. But that one guy still will be able to attack us. So everything is, like, 3D modeled and all of that. So they will be directly attacking, and like they can't shoot at me, for example, because at the moment this one soldier is basically blocking everything. So anyway, we're gonna get a few crits off of that. We're gonna equip this rifle up here. I forget if I even have any ammunition for it to use, and for that matter, I forget what purple does. The different effects on your different weapons are color coded. I have zero clue what they do. That is to say, I don't remember them whatsoever. But yeah, normally you would just kind of breeze through this area, use your ambush guns to go take everybody out in one shot. But we're going to get dunked on in the frickin' tutorial here, because I decided to try to take out one guy. But basically everybody operates off the same rules, so for example, they'll have infinite, effectively infinite ammo and infinite healing and whatever else. It's just a matter of everybody having something different available at any given time, and it's just a really fun kind of strategy experience. The one downside is, again, if you're playing on higher difficulties, which is stuff like this, where you've got turns going on for absolutely ages. That said, what the hell did I use that the friggin' recovery time is like 30. I definitely used the wrong card somewhere. Oh. Crap. Well, we're done. Time to reset the level. Also, the AI does know to avoid grenades and stuff like that. We're about to get freaking dunked on now. See, this is the Metal Gear Extreme difficulty I remember. One single mistake, it's time for reload. Oh yeah, and the portable games are no exception. But yeah, Acid 2 definitely takes its difficulty pretty seriously. Like, your default difficulty, you are an absolute overpowered beast, and then you go in an extreme difficulty like, oh, I'm sorry, you wanted to get past one guard? Really? That was your expectation? Okay, let's redo the deck here. And for one thing, let's go ahead and go over to the deck shop here. Go over to the packs and just buy them out. Let's see, what do we got? Knockdown effects, we've got... I don't think Meryl's going to give us very much. Stun grenades. The Chronicle pack gave me the most overpowered friggin' thing when I was playing MGS 1. Or, sorry, Metal Gear Acid 1. Wherein it literally was just like a freaking hyper beam gun. That was from some game I'd never even heard of. Alright. Neat. You got different uniforms that'll give you different resistances against different things, and basically will... the different colored uniforms were a gimmick back in Metal Gear Acid 1, where there was a certain area that you had to go through with different like uniforms and whatnot, but I'm not exactly sure why they made it into this one. Let's see, all hits 100% lasts one turn? Really? Why would I care? Why is that the fancy one? It does give you a little jingle whenever you get something good. Alright, well, cards are pretty fancy. Just gonna keep doing more of these until we buy them all out, I guess. Still nothing good there. Okay, what about you? Come on, do the little noise. You know you want to. And as you saw right there, they actually have hold-ups and stuff like that that'll work exclusively from the front. So if you want to do some of those tricks that are available. Alright, enemy that attacked user has cost upped by number of attacks. Okay, so that basically would just stun lock a soldier that tried to fire their gun at you. Some kind of crossbow. Was there even a crossbow in MGS3? I don't remember that. Or I guess that's probably the Payne's crossbow. That C96 is pretty garbo. Though, now that I think about it, it actually does have a purpose. Because you can put a bunch of linkage cards, combine them in with use cards. Allies, cost reduced by... Yeah, that's not very good. Alright. Alright, let's go rebuild this deck. You can have it build a recommended deck for you at any given time. But let's see. Let's actually see what it would auto make me here. Because most of the auto decks are actually pretty solid. They're just pretty boring. Alright, so it apparently wants me to carry around some anti-machine rocket launchers, which would be all well and good if there were any machines on this map, so no thanks. Galil SAR. Let's see, 5.56x5. That gives us something. Fire grenades, yeah, that's a solid choice. Movement cards, always a solid choice. More movement cards. Equipment 3, I don't have an equipment 2, so that is worthless. Thank you for the recommendation, though. Survival kit is actually not that handy. It turns out healing your ally's health, not super handy when you don't have an ally yet. Especially getting rid of bleed. Very handy. Damage from one attack reduced by 10. Not very handy when they're going and they're hitting for 80s. Adds anti-armor effect to a weapon. Neat. Alright. These guys are running body armor, they're not running heavy armor. Devil's Radar Interference, we don't need that. Plus 10 life. So this is just like a regeneration move, that's not bad. Convert knockdown to 20 damage. Theoretically very useful if you're using something like the broom handle and a knockdown effect. So maybe. All cards have cost. We were already using that. All reactions blocked for 3 turns. We can put that away for now. Even more movement cards. I mean, we need to move, but not that much. 1911. 3 attacks, but it goes up by 50% when there's no alert. In fact, maybe we should add more of those. As this one's already doing that job pretty well. Yeah, anti-armor. The anti-tank rifle is something I typically run just because it's really high damage. Red Eye we don't need. Again, don't have any machines here. 9 mils of various varieties are always a solid choice. M4s are always a solid choice. Upgraded blast suit, sure. Front evade, sure. Cost down, yes. Chaff, well, it doesn't even have it equipped. 5.7's pretty good, though. We'll get to that later. Let's see. 7.65, but it's a use effect. Alright. I want to try this whole knockdown thing. So, adds knockdown effect to equipped weapon. We're just going to go ahead and put a couple of those on there, and then I want to see if that does actually combine well with the broom handle there. Where are you, guns? There are ways to actually go through all of this stuff a little bit faster, by the way. Let's see, target can't shoot. Interesting. Alright, could be useful. Yeah, I feel like this one might be really good on this difficulty just due to our situation here. So basically, anyone that attacked has their costs go up by the number of attacks that they did. So seeing as they're attacking 5 or 6 times, this effectively doubles their action cost. See, didn't know this was a thing. This is absolutely a thing, and it is a downright travesty that they never made a third one. Let's see, mine attack plus 30 can be stacked up to 4 times. That is frickin' hilarious. I definitely want to do that at some point. Oh, shoot! No, wait, that's not going to be very handy. I was going to say, there's one puzzle gimmick on one of these maps early on where you basically have to use only claymores to take a guy out in a single action, and I wonder if that would help with that. But you don't actually get a chance to use your own deck in that one. You literally only get claymores. Okay, switch positions with your ally. We don't have one. See, left half has no effect. Yeah, get rid of the boomerangs. Those were pretty good, but maybe not. Chew up armor, we'll go ahead and throw on there. Adds 300 times number of enemies to points in area attacks. So, basically, this guy could potentially be combined with that Metal Gear card from earlier to do like 600 damage to stuff. Snake trying to remember the basic CQC, first break out the PTRS. Exactly. Let's see, set a trap that prevents shooting in the blocks where it's used. So, like, this is one of those cases where traps would be handy, where you put down a trap, enemy soldiers will run on top of it, and then they can't shoot you, and then you're just free to do whatever the hell you'd like. And if you're wondering, yeah, there is, like, a boss rush mode and stuff like that in this. Sets a destroy equipment trap in the block where it's used. This I do want to use. Anti-reaction trap, also potentially useful. Cost plus trap, maybe not so much. Let's see, automatic plus 10. Add knockdown linkage, yes. Destroy equipment linkage, and stops counterattack linkage. So I want to do that, and then I want to... Let's see. Like, the handgun's pretty solid for all of that stuff. I wanted to try it with the C96. So, basically, all of those linkage cards can potentially attach on top of the stuff that you're already doing here, but you don't need to equip them in order for that stuff to happen. Also, actually, the William Tell... What am I saying? The William Tell's a really good card. I'm surprised I completely forgot about that. The OICW's surprisingly a good reaction fire gun here. But one of the ways that I was hoping to do this whole thing, just out of curiosity, was to try to do like a kill-all type thing for extreme difficulty, because that was honestly way harder than just sneaking through. Alright, we're going to get rid of our regen card. I like this idea of converting knockdown to 20 damage, and I want to see if it stacks. I'm positive that it does, but I just want to see. We're going to get rid of some of these movement cards, because like if this works out like I think it's going to, we shouldn't be moving around all that much. Leave it to 1 fire card, and then that looks good. Alright, save the changes, and let's see what that looks like. And don't worry, we can skip through the intro. We don't have to watch this every single time. And yes, the designs are like next level goofy for all the characters. Yeah, if that Vita that showed up today had any life in it whatsoever, I probably would have modded it already, and we'd be doing it off that instead. But we're doing this, through emulator. So, is what it is. There shouldn't be any downsides whatsoever. This game doesn't run terribly well on phones, though, just so you know. Like, as far as PS2 games, MG Acid 2 does not emulate particularly well. So, like, Steam Deck can run it well enough, and you've still noticed the occasional stutter here and the occasional visual jank. Thankfully, it's designed so friggin' weird that it almost doesn't even matter. Yeah, you go there. I forget if purple is good or bad. We'll just go ahead and leave them in their neutral state. You end your turn right there. Alright. Apparently forgot to get rid of the Claymore. Oh well. In fact, I should probably do that. What am I doing? Alright, so you move over this way. That guy should not be able to turn around and see us. So I'm thinking what we do is we just set up a few traps to hopefully get that guy taken out. We noticed last time that we had a pretty solid thing here. Here, let's try this. Alright, let's wait one round. Because what I want to do is I want to be able to put down a claymore at the bottom of the stairs. Or not exactly directly at the bottom. We'll go over here. Go over here. We'll put the claymore so that it blasts whoever runs into the claymore over the side. So there we go. We put that right there. And then that should throw whoever is running around this corner off to the side there. That guy over there that's standing by the barrels, we're just going to go ahead and probably take out with one of these here. Current cost reduced by 10. Okay. I'll want that one in a moment. I want this one over here to get this guy back in this direction. We'll go ahead and apply that card. Reset our turn cost, which will give us another turn. And yeah, G-Money, this game is really darn fun. Alright. Used weapon returns to your hand, so this basically just means that any of these guns we can infinitely fire. So, we probably go ahead and equip that in place of our handgun, actually. We go ahead and use our Action Plus card, and then we'll go ahead and use our Fire Grenade. Or actually, no, we'll... okay, we can actually infinitely fire this thing. This will do 150% damage when there's no alert, so this should be 3 by 30. So still not amazing. And this will stack better with the other effects. Okay, we're just going to wait around. So that guy's going to go that way. I want to keep that fire grenade for hitting that guy by the barrels. So what we're going to do is we're going to move over this way. Actually, we're going to only go as far as here. And we're going to attempt this whole kill-all thing. So we're going to use another turn reset here. Make our next action happen really quick here. We're going to attempt to put this guy to sleep. There we go. Triple fire the sniper rifle. Metal Gear Reborn, kind of. I wish they'd made more of these. Anyway, so that goes immediately back in our hand, and we can end our turn. So next they're going to send some people up. That guy's going to go ahead and call for backup because he heard gunshots. So they're going to start moving up here. That guy's going to start moving towards our thingamajig here. Why is this C4 here? Fine. Though that being said... Okay. Let's go ahead and set this down right here. We'll use a second one to move out of the way. So you go ahead and move under this truck. Actually, you stand up. And you do have a shot on that guy, so just go ahead and take it. Shame. Not quite enough to finish him off. Alright. And our other thing expired, unfortunately. Also really low odds to hit with this thing. Technically no alert, but we also can't hit with it. The guns, like the handguns, have like no frickin' range in this one. So that guy's going to be confused at his current several sniper rounds inside himself. Surprisingly, that didn't blow up the C4. Usually that interaction is there. I'm a little bit surprised that it didn't. It's probably because he got knocked down, so it didn't trigger it. Yeah, we've got a C3 as well. Whatever, we'll figure out what to do with that information later. Anyway, that's going to bounce off his armor, unfortunately. And what about just... Okay. We won't be able to use that. Okay, we're going to go here. We're going to stand up. Face this direction. We've got 2 actions left, so we're going to go ahead and use this thing over here. And then we're going to go ahead and crawl back under the truck. Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to remove the Claymore. Okay. Is the Claymore still active? Shoot. Well, we'll see how that plays out. Low odds is in 95% in XCOM 2. Oh, no, I mean your odds go down to like 11% to hit past 3 tiles away with a pistol. Alright, let's use this. The no reaction ability thing might be useful later, but not for now. Okay, yeah, we definitely already removed that thing, unfortunately. Just gotta wait for some new cards to come up. But, like, this is what I mean about whenever you actually go and attack things, you can potentially have some really, really strong turns, but you're only lasting a few rounds. Like, longevity is definitely not your character's strong suit here. And if you're wondering, yeah, there's no practical reason to going and fighting all these guys. Realistically, we could just be using a tranquilizer rifle, but, like, also this is fun, so. Anyway. Alright, let's go that way, and... Don't know why I equipped a shittier ration. Alright, you go there. Just can't interact with either of those, right? No? Alright. Let's go ahead and reset our turn. And if you're wondering if the arena mode, by any chance, causes a lot of this stuff to be extremely not in your favor, then yes, that is absolutely correct. Alright, so if we load this into this, that is some pitiful damage, but it is 80%, so take it. Yeah, that's not going to be enough. Alright, yeah, let's see. This way is somewhat clear. I mean, in fact, if we go over this way, we have just enough actions to actually pop ourselves under this truck. And hopefully, they'll forget to look. So that guy's probably going to go off that way. Yeah, they're both going to go investigate. Hopefully, once our really, really long, like, high-cost turn here ends up wearing off, we'll be able to do a little bit more with all of this. But yeah, this game is incredibly chill, though. It's a very, very happy experience. Actually, while we're doing all this, why don't I disassemble this Vita during their turns? Let's see, what was the Secret Agent turn-based RPG? I struggled with it because I'm used to fighting my way through every scenario. I guess there's a few things that could fit the bill, but I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Okay, we can use that card right there to go detonate this entire zone and just kind of clear out of here. Okay, let's see. All hits 100% lasts 1 turn. Right. Let's see. Okay, you know what? We're going to combine those two right now. Okay, 100% hit odds. Load this into this rifle. Take our guaranteed shots. Frontal evasion! Oh, for crap's sake. Oh, no. But that's okay, we got the counter, counter rifle. Oh, this game's super weird, I love it. Anyway, the backup's here. But then they immediately left because they couldn't figure out where we were, which, fair enough. Yeah, thankfully they didn't do the like MGS3 thing where your alert phases last for frickin' ever. So you can do some some pretty gross stuff like that. Okay. So we go ahead and detonate this entire area, I'm thinking. So go ahead and apply this. It'll hit later, but we use this to reduce our movement cost so that we can get out of here in time. So next round ticks around. We go ahead and use... Let's see, these two can interact. So, go ahead and use this bandage to stand up over here. Run over this way. There we go. I wonder if this is actually going to cause him to explode. Please explode. Okay, no, he didn't explode. Oh, well. Anyway, we've got a pretty good distraction going, though. Unfortunately, a absolute ton of turn cost right now. There's a small chance we'll survive this, but where they're calling reinforcements from, there's a chance that they'll get vaporized immediately. We're going to find that out in just a moment. Yeah, there's the reinforcements, and there's the bomb. And they're all on fire, so they're going to take dot damage now. And they won't be able to use their abilities, so that's a thing too. And if they go nearby any other units, they'll spread it. And on top of that, it somehow scales based off how many units are nearby or something. It's weird. Now, that being said, we're also in a really, really bad position right now, so there's that too. See, like, that guy just got roasty toasted. Everybody else kind of survived because they have twice the amount of health. Okay, we've got 2 actions, and we got 1 anti-tank rifle. So, Alright, quick little assessment of our situation. This guy, somewhat low health. I'm thinking what we do. Use 1 ration, run up, boot this guy into this guy, knock this guy unconscious, maybe knock this guy unconscious. Right. Use that. Whoosh. There we go. Use our quick movement here. Go ahead and whack you into you. There we go. Well, at least one of them is unconscious. It gives us something. We go over here. This should limit their firing angles, especially if one of them decides to get close. That guy's going to keep burning. If he decides to get by the other soldiers, he'll spread that fire again. And then I'm hoping... Oh, he's still got an angle on us. That's bad. See, this game's incredible. Loved it on PSP. Dang right. Honestly, it's even better on a Vita, which is why I keep bringing that up. Yeah, this is a really bad hiding spot, actually, it turns out. I've decided that this is a terrible place to sit. Just quietly disassemble his Vita in the background while we get frickin', like, perforated by every bullet in existence. Alright. That went great. Absolutely perfect. No notes. Extreme difficulty for you. Alright, first of all, this automatic deck sucks just so much booty. Let's go ahead and fix that. Claymore's fine, Galil's fine, the 9 mils are fine, especially if you put the regular handgun in there. C3, get out of here. I'm not bothering with all that stuff. Yeah, any 7.62s we can get are going to be useful. Fire grenade would be useful. Movement cards are always handy. Action Plus is fine, but a little bit expensive. Get the crappier rations out of here. I don't know why they gave us those. Those aren't really going to help us very much. Like, the other rations, as you may notice, you have a limit on how many of certain cards you can carry. So sometimes you want crappier rations just for that purpose. The cost reductions are great. Vamp we didn't really get a chance to use. Our knockback gimmick we never got a chance to use. I'm going to get rid of the... Actually, ID Spy is pretty good. Infinity Bandana, we got some good leverage out of that. Tony Redwood would have helped if he didn't have a guaranteed dodge. Reactions... Ed Brown is just too expensive to use. 1911, we have the broom handle for that whole trick. PGS, if we had more, I'd add it. Yeah, chaff grenades we don't need. P90 is a 5.7. Which these two hit an absolute ton, but I don't think we'd be able to make that trick work terribly well here. Cost plus 3 when applied to a weapon, hit plus 30%, not really going to help us here. That's for the purpose of long-range sniping. Lowers equipment level by 1 would be handy if we were facing a boss or something, but not so much. Area single attack attached to the weapon lasts 1 time, attack 1 enemy. So this is basically taking a splash attack and turning it into a single target attack, which I wonder if we'd be able to use that with a bomb, actually. Let's see, it featured 3D mode on original PSP, art style and fonts are Chef's Kiss. Absolutely. This game is so freaking stylish. Yeah, and that's that solid eye mode that it keeps talking about, where there's just... You can just apparently equip like a 3D glasses or something with this for some reason. See, knockdown claymores, reinforcement clown cars, indoor airstrikes. This game's basically a real metal gag gift bag. Yup. It's like every stupid trick that you've seen somebody pull off in a speedrun is probably a card here. Alright, there were a lot of cards, though, that I want to take the hell out of here. Ceramic armor, maybe, because extra armor probably would have helped. Realistically speaking, I just need to be going for more knockdowns. Like, the main thing is you really don't want to be taking direct fights in extreme difficulty. I'm just doing that because it's fun. What else we got here? Dual blades. Except it attacks 3 times while the regular sword attacks twice. Explain that science. Though 3 attacks, that's actually pretty strong. Or 370s, that's pretty strong. Because these guys start off at 250, they max out at 400 at the moment. Move 3 blocks forward, ignore hits along the way. I wonder if you can use this for knockdowns, because that was the purpose of the roll before. Interesting. Alright, well, we're going to chuck a couple of those in there. We got a couple slots left. Target can't shoot. Huh, alright. Alright, I'm gonna use that just to have it. Where is the other one, though? Yeah, handgun's pretty solid. Handgun and Ingram, I feel like we definitely need to have on the list. We're 3 cards over at the moment. Like, there's just so many cards. HF Blade is really good too, especially if we run into that situation again. I probably should take the big exploding moves out of there. That roar was actually a lot more useful than the other move here. Yeah, C4 can get out of here. Claymore can get out of here. That was not very useful whatsoever. Just for the purpose of variety, I think we're going to take a couple of the Galils out of there and call it good. Alright. Map selection, go back to the tutorial. Man, we're doing good. Getting dunked on in the tutorial. That's what we do around here. But yeah, if there's enough interest in this one and y'all want to see the entire thing done on Extreme, because like there's so little coverage for this game that of course nobody's going to use it, or nobody's going to have done that before, do let me know. I'm hoping if I can get this Vita fixed up, then I'd like to do the run off of that, because it's one of those ones that, again, is just one of those games that's just really good playing on a Vita, or just original hardware in general. Alright, if we can get the rifles lined up, I'd like to hit that guy over there in the corner. If not, oh well. Let's go ahead and move you up right here. Use up our cards just to use up our cards here so we can get more shuffled along. They will replace patrols if you take long enough to do this stuff. Alright, go ahead and equip this one right over here. That shouldn't affect anything. Yeah, it's just going to replace, and then you should be able to fire independently. So that'll be a good follow-up gun if we need it. Yeah, we can't use that where we are right now. Alright. New Tactics Ogre mod is crazy. Which one's that? If there's a new one, there's a decent chance I missed something. So do let me know. Do we just replace the M11? I kind of don't want to replace the M11. We're going to go ahead and discard here. Probably get rid of you, and probably get rid of you for the moment. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to assume that that we're talking about this and that there probably wasn't some new overhaul or something that came out. Though, that being said, shoot, I forgot to... I meant to make a video on the fact that the HD UI project got another update. For those curious. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. See by resetting some cards. Perfect. Alright, combination of Ingram and the other rifle should be enough to take this guy out. Oh, alright. Even through his armor, apparently that was enough to take him out. Fantastic. In that case, what are your odds of hitting this guy? Barely existent. He probably won't bother to go check it out. Okay. Let's probably wait around just to see what other cards we get. See if we get another rifle. Or, if like that, he just decides to get close. Beautiful. Alright, well, we load this up then. Break through his armor. And as you see right here, the handgun only had 2 shots in it, so that's going to go ahead and clear through that. He's going to go ahead and counter with his other attack here. Though, man, the Ingram absolutely shreds when it's doing its thing here. Go ahead and use our cost reduction here so that we... Actually, I should have equipped that Galil first. Alright, equip the Galil. We've got our Infinity Bandana if we need to get into a gunfight now. I'm hoping that guy will circle around the side, go check out what happened to his friends. Maybe not, actually. Alright, we got any range on this guy? That's actually not bad. Alright, well, we can safely move this one over here. So if we blow up those things nearby him, we can make the barrels explode, which would set him on fire and all of that kind of thing, but you usually want to start it off with a different explosion first. Like, if you can't take somebody out in a single move, it's usually better off not to even bother. Let's see, my B, I meant this since you mostly play TO. This is a pleasant surprise. I haven't played this in forever. Have you ever played Portable Ops? Oh, I played the hell out of Portable Ops. Like, I was one of the few weirdos that actually enjoyed Plops Plus. Let's see. Technically, if we move over here... Actually, if we just use this to get behind this guy... I'll probably use the sword to move over here. We may not necessarily even need the other one. This guy's being tricky. Okay. Actually, forget the grenade plan. We have the cost reduction. We're going to go ahead and back up against this truck. I'm going to go ahead and reset our turn. And then I'm hoping we can equip an Infinity Bandana and then hit this guy a few times. So... Actually, we want to combine that with a turn reset. Let's go ahead and discard a couple of these here. The Roar would be a handy last kind of Last Hope move. We're going to get rid of those two on the right side. We don't need a health steal right now. And actually, if he stays there, this gives us an even better opportunity, because then we can actually replace the Gallo and use the PGS-1 instead. Alright. So Infinity Bandana gives us infinite ammo. We go ahead and combine that in with the cards. What do you mean, no target? The hell you mean, dude? He's... Apparently he doesn't feel like peeking around the corner to go take a shot. Anyway. Let's go ahead and take our shot from over here, then. This won't be enough by itself. If we had crit, maybe, but hopefully he just doesn't notice. But if our next turn is fast enough, we can do this crazy thing where we just go ahead and just pop him in the face instead. So we've got two actions, so we can use this one. I honestly expected that to break through his stuff. Alright. In that case, screw it. Nuclear option. Alright. Well, I guess that kind of didn't exactly clear the crowd much, did it? And unfortunately, we're also very stuck. Like, that card you usually only want to use as an absolute finisher. I was hoping that it would clear them out enough that they wouldn't immediately call for reinforcements, but yeah, no, I don't know. That was kind of a naive thing. Of course they'd call for reinforcements. Like, somebody's shooting giant robot lasers at our people. Let's try that again. But yeah, no. Plus, also, by the way, so the reason that I was wondering about that in particular, like whether or not there was another mod, is that there are a bunch of mods being worked on. I didn't know if one of them had suddenly come out. It wouldn't be the first time that that just sort of happened as a little bit of a random surprise. All right, we're gonna try just sniping from here. All right. I mean, again, the optimal way to do this is you just take your sleep cards, you go use all your tranquilizer rifles and stuff. Alright. Yeah, just go take this angle a little bit. See about drawing some new cards. See, I wish I still had my original save file from a few years ago. Like back when I was first review running this game and stuff like that, because there were so many things that I had brought in from like MGA1 and whatnot. That freaking sun gun is ridiculous. Alright, let's use a turn reset here. We really should just run through. Alright. Hit this dude right here. I'm just curious about this. Can't use. Okay, so you can't use it to go flip somebody. I was really hoping you could. Does bleeding, destroys equipment. Do it. There we go. Guy's got no cards, though. I should have knocked him out sooner. I'm hoping, since our turn's coming up right here, we might be able to take him out before he has a chance to do anything serious. Yeah, that'll knock him out. Yeah, we got one action left. Let's go ahead and use this. Let's go ahead and crawl under this truck here. Let's see, I hear you if you've played FFT, but I'm still waiting on news on Journey of the Five. is that being allegedly finished again for the millionth time, or is that just... I heard somebody else took over the project. I heard that person also then left the project, and then somebody else restarted it or something. I don't know how accurate any of that is. Also, I think they just replaced Bleeding Guy. No, Bleeding Guy's over there. Okay. Either way, we got past through, or past them dudes over there. Alright, you've got that there, you've got that there. Use our turn reset real quick here. Yeah, that one's gonna move over there. I'm thinking we have one gun and we have the sword. So... he's not going to bother facing this direction. So if we use our 10 turn cost here, I'm hoping that we have 2 free easy shots on this guy. Let's see, this one's a 9. We can only attack once, though. Why didn't I just stand right next to him? Yeah, that'll only be 5. We need the sword to make that happen. Alright, we're just gonna awkwardly breathe on this guy for a moment, then. So he's still on Chapter 1 after all these years? No, that's a shame. Okay, it's time to bust through, then. If we can make it to the stairs, then we're okay. Alright, we're gonna use this for half turn cost. We're gonna go ahead and use this on this guy. It's not going to be enough to finish him, but it's going to be enough to injure him. Surprisingly, that plan kind of worked. He didn't end up doing enough damage, though. Okay. Most of the rest of these guys don't care. Which, yeah, this was definitely a mistake way to go about it, but... also, at the same time, don't question me. So, we equip the handgun. It has no chance to counterattack, so that's good in this case. Oh, get out of here with that. Alright. What's funny is that they can't actually attack with their final version of their rifle. That's why they have one of them seemingly permanently set to 0% chance to attack. Alright, let's try that again. Yeah, the way that you're supposed to do this, which, again, you're not supposed to be able to win firefights until you get 2 people. The way that you're supposed to do this is you go take your... where's the sorting options? How do we sort? Oh, this is just telling you who's got what. So we can take cards off of Venus here, but we don't have access to Venus yet. Yeah, trying to figure out which cards you have can be a little bit of an annoyance in this one. But really what you want is to get your like sleep guns and stuff like that, your knockout grenades, and then you just pretty much abuse the hell out of those to just knock stuff out and go forward. Alright. And away we go. Oh, one quick second. Alrighty, and I'm back. And yes, absolutely, Wiggum, this thing has zero chill whatsoever in any direction, let alone just the intro. Like, the intro is pretty wacky, but the rest of it is somehow even wackier. And yeah, for those that are just joining, basically, this is New Game Plus on extreme difficulty, so we're just gonna die repeatedly. That's what we're doing here. The entire purpose of this stream is just to say, hey, this difficulty mode is total bullshit, and that's hilarious, and I enjoy it. Alright, let's go ahead and equip this thing over here. Probably, you know what, let's just do that same approach as before. As I mentioned before, we're just doing kill all here. I want to be able to fight through everything on this map. It's not by any means the optimal way to do things. It's not even remotely recommended. It's the most masochistic way to go about this particular game, in this particular situation. But like, also, it's kind of awesome. So there's that. So it really makes us feel like we're on acid. Yes. But that's the thing. It's also the only Metal Gear game that's just like, yeah, you know what, infinite ammo right from the start of the game. Are you concerned that we're giving you this kind of power right away? You should be. Anyway, let's see. Get rid of you. Yeah, Idea Spy is one of those cars that's, like, very oddly specifically useful. Alright, so I need 2 of my guns to be lined up to be able to reasonably pop this guy in the back of the head. Because, like, I can get this guy with the Ingram. The thing is, his armor will always trigger, so I need some kind of follow-up. Like, yeah, I could have used Infinity Bandana there, but that's just better off with the rifle, because it gives us more chance to react. So if I can... You know what, that'll do. We get 2 shots that way. Or we can just do that. See, if I hadn't upgraded my equipment upgrade card out of existence, this probably would be a good thing. Let's see. 59% chance, but this would have a pretty decent chance of burning his armor. So, let's do this. Now that'll burn his armor. Then we go ahead and use our turn reset. Turn cost goes down to 1. We have become the truck. The man is confused. And he's going to take a surprisingly long turn. Then we're going to go ahead and load up this sniper rifle. This should hit him pretty well. Yeah, that just pierced right through his armor. Second one hit him normally. And he is now asleep. He's not actually dead. Which is actually ideal here. I believe the maximum limit is like 10 or something for units that you can have on the map at any given time anyway. Let's go get rid of a couple of our heals here. There we go, got a pistol. Good, good. Alright, what about you? I mean, the odds aren't bad. There we go, that's enough to finish him off. And I think we'll leave it there. I mean, should I have used the other one? Yeah, probably. Go get rid of our 2 melee cards for now. And we've got our nuclear option in case we need it. I got rid of the melee cards right as I would actually need them here. We can trigger that whenever we need to. But also we've got that. Okay. Alright, we're going to need to discard some stuff. Going to get rid of infinite ammo for now. Ingram's going to be better here. We got a life leech. I really should have been making more use of the life leech, but without an equip up, we're kind of in a bad spot there. Alright, we're going to use this to turn around. We can go ahead and use this with this. Okay, leave that as is for the moment. We'll see what other card we end up drawing, because I don't think he's going to discover us here. But, now that we've got access to this dealie, let's see, that should do 0 with the first round, and then the second one would be about 200. He survives that. That's not going to help us out very much. If we use this... kind of looks like he's just pointing the barrel right at the dude's crotch. Alright, let's go ahead and discard the nuclear option here, get rid of Vamp, see if we get a hold of anything else. Well, there's +2 actions. It's something. Alright. Use extra actions, go ahead and equip the Galil instead of the Sniper. Leave that right there. Oh, he's actually going to get right up in our face here. Okay. Use this to turn around. We got 3 actions left, so now we go ahead and load up U. Get a slight damage boost from this. Looks like Ingram's going to barely penetrate for the first one. Should probably bounce off another layer. Oh yeah, he's got his evasion here. Okay, perfect. I love those little like counter battles that they do. Just feels really good. All right, a lot of stuff worked out particularly well there. If we get another heal though, that would be ideal. So Showdown is what I'm planning to go use up ahead there. So let's go ahead and hop out, because there's a guy that's going to be facing our way here. We got the AT rifle. We want to use the AT rifle, because this one does 50, but it causes a burn and a knockdown. If you put it next to the barrels, I mean, we're basically guaranteed to call in additional reinforcements if using this, but it does potentially completely take a unit out of the fight. If we use this, that guy's got 250. So, let's see. This one's anti-armor there. Oh, okay. I see. So it's basically compensating for his armor here. So he's got 100 worth of armor. It's compensating for his armor, giving extra damage. So this should still one-shot him regardless, but it's only 60% chance to hit. So we use this cost reduction here to reset the turn. We still got a few actions left. Hopefully we get that 100% chance to hit. It didn't quite happen. We can equip this, though, and use another turn reset. It's kind of a waste of a lot of turn resets, but I'm hoping if we get the 100% chance to hit... We did not. Let's go ahead and get rid of those two. Then we should be able to snipe the guy. And if the snipe is not enough, then we adjust slightly. Alright. Get rid of you, and get rid of you. Alright, we use this. We reset our turn yet again. This is why it's nice to have so dang many of them, and why you're limited in terms of how many you can carry at any given point. And apparently it's just feeling that we're not going to get a hold of this stupid thing, so let's just go ahead and get close instead of trying to snipe him from a million miles away. Because my idea was we use the 100% hit chance to snipe the guy from all the way over there. In this case, we just wait for him to go around the side and hit him then. So, I guess, let's see. How do we aim this? Alright, Yeah, each of these are basically going to be identical. Maybe we don't even risk it. Okay, whatever. Oh, we can actually hit him. Okay, we can hit him already, so this will break through his armor. And apparently his armor didn't trigger. Beautiful. So, turn cost is 0. That actually should be enough to finish him off. There we go. with a single cost to our name here for the next round. All right, beautiful. So now we got that dude over there. Now we're taking some very quick moves. We get to right here so that he can't quite see us. Hopefully don't get patrolled into. Alright, whatever. Melee card, so you go over here. I just don't want to get run into here. If we get the turn booster, then we can actually just run all the way to the exit here. Yeah, there's the turn booster. We're going to go ahead and use this thing. Actually, no, we can only use it to guarantee one attack. Alright, we use this to move. That guy's over there. We activate this thing. The other guy should patrol right past us. There we go. And then we go ahead and use this one to hopefully hit this guy. Alright, well, that hit him. Unfortunately, he's got 10 health left. Cool. It's just like the anti-tank round to the face? 100% hit chance, you say? That's adorable. Good lord. This difficulty. Alright. See, like, I haven't seen any other games like this. There are card battlers, obviously, and stuff like that, but you never see them do this kind of nonsense. Where it's like doing all of that in a 3D space. And it's obvious why. There's a lot of technical reasons why that's just kind of a crazy idea, but anyway, let's see, that's only 48. I believe that's getting weakened by the other gun right now. 48 by 5. That might penetrate somewhat. I would assume the first 3 shots, like 60-ish gets through, maybe. Okay, got about 100 through there. He's just gonna dodge. There, he's got the counter. If we just order him not to shoot. That guy's got no cards, so if we kick him, he'll get knocked out. There we go. Hi, buddy. So he can't shoot. He's going to try to call for help. I'm hoping with the 4 cards, we can, or the 4 actions, we can hopefully just run all the way to the exit now. That guy might actually have time to wake up before we get another action. Interesting. Okay, that actually... No, that doesn't help at all. Let's see, because coding the PDRS to do 249 damage would have been a little too on the nose. I mean, again, that is this difficulty. Normally they have like 100 health, not 250. Or actually, no, I think even on normal difficulty, first time playthrough, I think it's like... I think they only might have like 50. I mean, regular difficulty on this is... You're basically monstrous at this point. Yeah, I was halfway considering to make a stream tomorrow of just tearing down this this PS Vita, though. Like, this thing is gloriously fucked up. I mean, I've seen some pretty messed up devices, but, like, I've never seen one that literally has a frickin' hole in the faceplate. I mean, even the one that I mentioned before had a like a dresser dropped on top of it. It didn't literally have a frickin' hole through it. But yeah, somebody did something to this thing. Alright. Sorry, just finishing taking some screws out of it while we're resetting this yet again. I mean, this thing feels like it's going to give you malaria just touching it. It's got so much nasty crap on it. Alright, one Galil over there. One you over there. It adds character to the Vita. Oh yeah, I mean, this one is so heavily damaged. Has clear, like, screen burn-in to the point that there's, like, gold around the edges. Literally, the right side of the shell has a crack that I can see straight through into the speaker. Like, it's just missing a part of the shell entirely. And as far as I'm concerned, it's perfectly serviceable. I mean, if it's just me that's using it, I would absolutely not care as long as it turns on. For the moment, though, they didn't actually send the memory card that was supposed to come with it, so I'm trying to use a... Well, if I can get it to turn on at all, I've got a very particular, specific plan for it, of using an old memory card that I have that I'm pretty positive doesn't work, but I honestly don't know. It's like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Anyway, we'll figure that out. Alright. What are your odds here? Basically non-existent. Awesome. What if we just do something wacky here? Let's go ahead and throw a fire grenade over there. We go ahead and not call in the giant robot, I guess. Alright. You're going to go right there. Then you're just going to wait, I guess. Everything's going to explode. That guy's going to be a little bit concerned. See, how did you find it, or is it yours? It's one that I found for cheap online. Like, effectively speaking, it's like I got it for like $40. I mean, realistically, just the motherboard alone is worth more than that. So it's still like it's still a workable deal, you know. All right. All right, so we're gonna do this wacky thing where we just like call down a frickin' robot on him. There we go. That is not... Even the Metal Gear is not enough to actually kill them, which is hilarious. But anyways, no, the plan was... Like, I saw it for cheap. I did what I'm always telling people to do and was just lowballing. And so, anyway, this random pawn shop in, like, Ohio or something ended up accepting it. And they did mention that they don't know if it works. Yeah, 40 ain't bad. Yeah, no, these ones go up to, like, $40. Or, not 40, standard running price is about 100 for these in a completely unknown condition. If you're talking like modded and in pristine condition, you're seeing like 200 plus or whatnot. The memory cards are a absolute pain in the everything to get, though thankfully those prices have gone down, courtesy of the that one mod that figured out how to actually mod the thing without needing to actually have an official memory card. So I'm hoping that that'll be enough to get this thing operating with an SD to Vita as soon as I can figure out what horrible monstrosity inside of it is causing it not to even turn on. As I'm pretty sure it's just corroded inside and out. But you know, I figured this was a good little game to kind of talk through while doing that as well. You know, take it apart, see what's inside. Maybe get it working, then we can go cover some of those Vanillaware games that everyone keeps telling me about. Stars just kind of aligned on that one. Eventually, you know, cover those, fix it up, get it marketable, sell it, that kind of thing. The official memory cards were such a pain. Yeah, the official memory cards of the Vita are hot trash, but it's such an amazing device otherwise. Fission mailed. Oh, Fission very heavily impaled by many, many bullets, I would say. Alright. I think this approach was by far the safest. Like, I should get rid of that Metal Gear card entirely. It's got no business being on this deck. Anyway, we're just going to use the fire thing to move this time. The best card to use here, just bar none, is going to be the knockout grenade, because it causes a confusion state in the guards. So they'll go and check out, you know, where the explosion was, but they won't know where it came from. Whereas something that's, I would say, that like high explosive state there that happens with the fire grenade or with the Metal Gear card or the airstrike or any of them, that's just an instant alert every time. But if you're going and using the stun grenades, all it does is basically just ignore their current health and stats and whatever else, and they'll just say, yeah, that guy's just knocked out, whatever. This might crit, actually. Alright, that should put him in a bleeding state. There we go, he is. And we should be able to finish him off with this, hopefully. It's so goofy when it works out. There we go. But yeah, I think for memory cards, of the 5 different Vita memory cards I've ever played around with, I want to say 3 of them failed on me. But that being said, the SD to Vita mod is friggin' awesome, so there's also that. Unfortunately, this particular Vita doesn't even have a cover for its memory card slot, so that's always fun. Alright, there we go, that's the last of the screws for this thing. It's nice music for fixing stuff, too. This isn't the first time that I've been fixing stuff to this music in the background. Alright. Let's carry on here. Alright, go ahead and equip you. See if anybody decides to come around the corner here. Use one of our cheap turn resets. One way that I got through this one the last time that I was doing it was just using repeated turn resets and high movement cards to just entirely kind of skip this whole section. What the hell am I targeting here? Oh, right. Laser sight. Laser sight means that you can just sort of pick where the shot goes. Alright. Now, that guy's coming around the corner. So we're going to go ahead and pop our way on in here. Not the least of which, because I want to pick up these M1911 cards. Is there any reason to do so? No. But also don't question me, so, you know, now we got them. They're extraordinarily obsolete. Actually, come to think of it, this game on Extreme using only the 1911 might be a pretty interesting challenge run. Alright, that guy's gonna go over there and be confused. No, don't call. They don't have your best interests at heart. Neither do I, but they don't either. Alright. So, you run here. Use a second movement card to run up and kick him against the wall. Excuse me, how is that a front evade exactly? Some bullshit. That's what that is. I should have used my turn reset there to just attack him and then reset again and then attack him again. I'm pretty sure we're hosed now. Nice. Aw, yeah. That's the stuff. Okay. So let's just go ahead and hit this guy a bunch of times. There we are. Now he's bleeding. Now we go ahead and use one of our turn resets. Beautiful. Now our turn takes no time whatsoever. Now we go ahead and pop him with this thing. There we go. That did absolutely nothing. Okay, then we reset our turn. And I guess we just hit him with swords or something now? Actually, no, we get one more gun. Okay. Get yet another gun. Pop him a bunch of times. Dead, you don't say. Looks like he got instantly vaporized there. Alright, now we go ahead and reset our turn yet again. This is a mechanic that isn't cheesable whatsoever. What are you talking about? Let's see. We kind of need both of these, actually. Alright, those guards are over there, but they're going to disappear as long as we're out of sight. So we don't have any more turn resets. I'm just going to go ahead and run up here. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the sword to pop in here real quick. And then end the turn. And it's going to take quite a while for the next turn to come around, unfortunately. Alright, let's see if I remembered how many screws there were. We've got 2 at the bottom, 2 at the top, 4 on the back panel, but is this enough to get the screen loose? I probably should have looked up a guide or something first, but I just figured I'd kind of go in blind for fixing a 1000. Like, every other model of this Vita that I've had up to this point has been a 2000. This is the first time I'm trying to work on a 1000 and just going into it completely blind. Alright. So if they decide to all go up here, that actually gives us an interesting opportunity to make use of that airstrike card. Especially if this happens to burn us out of our pistol. Alright, just do that. Beautiful. Okay, pistol didn't get burned. What if we just tell you shoot or no shooty? Okay, next turn should be coming up pretty quick. I think the airstrike can only happen outside, so if we happen to roll a turn reset, which we didn't... Alright, is there any way to escape that blast range? Maybe. We activate this. This is actually... Okay. That's only 3 movement tiles. Okay, well, I at least want to see the cool jumpy move, so, you know, let's go ahead and use the roll. Nice. Who's ready for a game over? Turn reset is lore accurate. Exactly. Oh, this guy just saved us! Friggin' hero genome soldier over here. Okay, granted, we're 2 dead, and then the airstrike took everybody out, but he would have saved us. Alright. Alright, fine, screw it. We want to see other maps. Let's go ahead and see other maps. We'll stop trying to do all this tricky bullshit over here, and, let's see, rifles are all well and good. We'll go get all our knockout grenades, I guess. Action Plus is good. Turn resets are good. Get Vamp out of here. Solidus out of here. Stop trying to do this thing with the swords. The flippy, jumpy move. Okay, whatever. That's at least we're getting to at least keep one. Infinity Bandana we'll do more with later. ID Spy is great. 100% hit chance is great. Telling somebody not to shoot is just hilarious. 2D handgun. Okay, that's too good. That gets to stay. Anti-tank gun is always handy. Tranquilizer gun we'll put away for now. Okay, we have too few cards, but we'll get rid of this airstrike. We'll get rid of the Rex. We'll get rid of the Vamp. Where's some stun grenades, though? See, like, this is what I was talking about earlier. So, I did a mistake, because since I did a starter loadout only run, what ended up happening was that there was only one Equipment 1 to Equipment 2 card, which you have to just roll another one of. So basically what ended up happening is that I took my one and only card, I upgraded it into this, which means I can't upgrade the grid. Now, you basically use grid upgrades to equip more items at once. So, for example, if you could equip the pistol, the rifle, and the sniper rifle along with like body armors and evades at the same time, that'd be a completely different story. All right. All right. Equip 1 extra armor. Radar interference won't help us very much. What do we got? Hit 100% for each block, lose 50 life a turn. Upgrade traps. Slasher Hawk is actually really good against bosses because if you get all of these at the same time, you get an extra. You basically double damage every time that you go and use this card. So essentially, your first attack is only 80, goes up to 160, goes up to 320, or goes up to 240, then goes up to 320. Let's see. This one does more damage when life is at maximum, but it's also very, very, very weak. Let's see, projectiles countered, close quarters damage, and is 1.5 times equipped to use. Interesting. I mean, we might as well try it just to see what it does. Body armor is pretty good. Briefing's pretty good. Where the hell are my stun grenades? There's the M15. Who's got the frickin' stun grenades? Why are they not on here? You literally can't avoid having them, so I don't know why. I mean, it's really a pain in the neck to figure out where some of your stuff is sometimes. Hang, ally... Okay, deck changes are saved based on cost, category... Okay, where's my weapons? So I know for a fact that there's a bunch of weapons that I'm just not seeing on here. It's basically the tranq rifle and the stun grenade. Those are the two that... There we go. There's my 3 stun grenades. And where's my sleepy gun? There you go. There's the sleepy gun. It's literally a gun that's so broken that you only get access to 2 of them in your inventory. If you upgrade 2 of them, then you can upgrade that to 4 when you're going back later. But, like... like, it's broken and they know it. And there's a certain paranoia that always comes from opening devices. There's always this assumption that something's broken somewhere and you're going to snap it in half if you try to break it open. So you're just going back and double checking whether you got all the screws, and then it never feels like you got all the screws. And then you'd confidently go and finally open it up, but then it turns out you did miss a screw somewhere, so you just have some connection somewhere that's suddenly fucked up. Alright. Alright, we'll use this. Go ahead and use this to go this way. And end our turn right there. Funny part is, with that anti-tank rifle, even if you use it at basically point-blank range, it's not really guaranteed. Oh, we'll give it a shot. Bam. His armor didn't trigger. Managed to get right past it. So, past both armor layers and his evasion. So that'll be him dead right there. We'll go ahead and equip this one over this way. We can sort of pop that guy. It's a lot of damage, but it won't be anything too useful to us right now. But yeah, like if you're attacking from the back, if you're attacking from sneaky angles or whatnot, you can get additional damage out of your guns. Like right there, the anti-tank did 460. But... oh well. Thinking probably just double armor up and run it. So we can get right there. We can get right there. We have a heal item. And we've got very limited turn costs. Armor should be able to soak past the first layer of gunfire. Probably equip the counter ability for the second one. I don't know if that's guaranteed counters off of stuff that you're already equipping, or if it's something else. Honestly, I have not used that card. Like, this game has so many cards that there's a good chance you probably will get through the entire thing without using even half of them. What's going to be inside this Vita? Just trying to crack the dang thing open right now. I'm scared what's going to be inside of here. This thing was absolutely nasty, just cleaning the outside. It's like turning Q-tips completely brown. Alright. So this actually looks pretty good here. We can actually equip our counter ability right there. Go ahead and use a turn reset. Probably use a ration and then run. Which is a little bit of a risky play because that puts us on 0 cards. I'm hoping that this guy doesn't get the option to fire, though. As long as we don't get knocked back, We're all right. Whew, boy, you poor device, what did they do to you? My god, you are nasty. Ooh, this is gonna take some cleaning. Sweet Jesus. You poor thing. Alright. No wonder that thing's not booting up. That is rusted beyond rusted. Alright. Let's kick this dude out of the way. Let's see, Lotus Empire has guns now? Yep, these Templars just showed up with these crazy sci-fi rifles. Yeah, they ditched the helmets for berets. It was probably a good choice. I need to find some cleaning vinegar for this this dang thing. Like some bits of it, I don't even know if that's savable. Like, how the hell do you even get a Vita this rusty is what I don't understand. I mean, this battery, I'm not shocked, isn't holding a charge. It's swollen as hell. I swear this thing was thrown in a lake. Alright. We are doing this, so we're going to go ahead and throw one stun grenade over here. Use this to go over here, and then that should create a little bit of a bottleneck. They either decide to run back, or they run into that and get knocked out. Alright, well, he gets up and gets immediately knocked back down again. Now I get up, I get exploded again. Kicked right back up my feet. Just use water and short out your device like I did. Yeah. I don't know what to make of what happened with this poor Vita. Oh, sweet. Our options are just turn resets. Ironically, we can't even reset our turn because all we have is turn resets. Oh, hey, we can reset our turn even harder. There we go. Turn cost 0. Everything is at half cost. Here, we can put everybody to sleep immediately. We use that. We go ahead and use this to reset even harder. We end our turn. Go ahead and use a second stun grenade over here. Go ahead and reset our turn again. For the hell of it, I think we're just going to go ahead and tell this guy that he can't fire. I don't know why I can't select the closest guy. There we go. Alright, so he's disabled now. We'll go ahead and reset our entire deck, because why not? I probably should have acted there, to be fair. Probably should have just run straight for the door that needs to be right there. Half turn cost resets, exactly. There's 2 knocked out. There should be another one knocked out. Good stuff, good stuff. But yeah, that guy can't even act. But you see why I was saying, like, this is, if you're into like Tactics Ogre and stuff, you probably would like this. Like, this kind of goofy bullshit is amazing. Alright. Anyway, I guess we'll just leave then. Although, I think you might actually have to, be on no alerts here to be able to get through this door. Alright, that card wore off for half effects. We're just going to go ahead and double it up anyway. Go ahead and kick him out of the way of the door. And he doesn't know where we're facing, so if we just kind of, like, sneak in here, there's a solid chance that he actually won't know that we ran inside, which would be kind of funny. Now, this is pod racing? Exactly. So we're just going to go ahead and do the very classic Metal Gear thing of sneak into the obvious hidey hole, while 20 soldiers outside are trying to figure out how vents work. It's a very faithful PS2 era MGS experience. Oh, I guess he found us. That's a shame. Alright, well, I guess it's time to fight everybody then. As to how survivable this is, I don't know. If we had just taken the doorway, that would give a very different situation here. Uh-oh. Okay, you know what? That alert would be a lot more useful if it wasn't in Spanish. What's the... Okay. So, here's the deal. This plan and its ability to work out is... Okay. Let's go and do this. You throw that over that way. You then go ahead and equip this thing right over here. Oh, this is just going to keep happening, isn't it? Oh, there's just a test of the system. Okay, cool. Fantastic. I don't need... Why do I need it in Italian? Alright, well, this went great. Anyway... Yeah, not exactly the most progress-filled stream in the world today, but I do have to get going. See, did you get one as well? Yeah, they're just testing everything, and for some reason I got it in Spanish, Italian, and English. I don't know why Italian. Anyway, so that'll be about that. I gotta get going for today. Gotta go get some cleaning done, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one of these. I think on Wednesdays we're just going to do something random if this continues. Like, this game I would definitely recommend checking out if you like these weird kinds of strategy games. Extreme New Game Plus is exactly what you've seen here today. By the way, as far as So Close, kind of. We were right there at the door, but basically you have to be able to get past everybody. So normally you want to get here without any alerts. Realistically, what I should have done is just stop nearby that crate there and just dealt with everybody on the stairs. The AI is pretty dumb when it comes to actually detecting you, but when it comes to fighting you, they are very aggressive, so that's, Anyway, so hopefully it was amusing. Y'all have yourselves a good one, and I'm a head out. Thank you.